Hello HCISD, I'm Art Cavazos, your Superintendent of Schools. Joining me today are the top 10 students from Harlingen High School. Their placement on the top 10 represents their hard work throughout these past 4 years and their dedication to reaching the goals they have set for themselves. We take this time to chat with them about their experience in our schools and showcase their achievements while providing our future graduates with words of wisdom as they continue their pursuit of academic excellence. To begin, I'd like to go around the room and ask the students to introduce themselves, name all the HCISD campuses they've attended, and share their plans after high school graduation.
I started my HCISD career at Bonham Elementary and then moved to Stewart Place. And then I attended middle school at Vela, and then I moved to Harlingen High School. And my name is Israel Gonzalez. I'm a senior at Harlingen High School, and I will be attending the University of Texas in Austin, going for petroleum engineering.
Great choice on the university, Israel. Okay.
Hi, good morning. My name is Kennedy Daniel. I entered HCISD in 7th grade, and I attended Gutierrez Middle School. And then I went to early college for 2 years, and then I transferred over to Harlingen High School for junior and senior year. After high school, I plan to attend Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, and I'm going to be majoring in international relations with hopes to have a degree in humanitarian affairs.
Awesome, awesome.
Hi, I'm Alyssa Uribe, and I started elementary at Zavala Elementary, and then I went to Memorial Middle School, and finally Harlingen High School. After this, I plan to attend Texas A&M University in College Station, where I'll major in economics.
Great.
I'm Vicky Garza. I went to Rodriguez Elementary, then Gutierrez, and then I came here to Harlingen High School. I plan to attend University of Texas at Dallas with a major in chemistry and a minor in mathematics.
Awesome.
Good morning. I'm Alexia Carmona, and the only HCISD school I went to was Harlingen High School. And after graduation, I plan to go to the University of Texas at Austin for computer science.
Welcome, Horn. Oh.
Good morning. My name is Marissa Flores. The only HASD campus I've been a part of is Harlingen High School. After high school, I plan on going to Texas A&M at College Station to major in economics and minor in finance.
Great choice.
Good morning. My name is Elvira Fraga, and I went to 2 elementary schools. I went to Bonham Elementary and Travis Elementary my 5th grade year. And I also went to Vernon Middle School. So that's great. And after graduation, I plan on going to Texas A&M University in College Station and have a degree in accounting.
Are you all in a room too? Oh, no.
Good morning. I'm Katie Vinson. When I first moved to Harlingen, I went to Long Elementary, and then for 4th and 5th, I went to Treasure Hills, then Vernon Middle School, and then Harlingen High School. I plan to go to college at Southwestern University in Georgetown, and I plan to major in zoology.
Awesome.
My name is Jason Alvarado. I started out at Austin Elementary, then went on to Memorial Middle School, and then I ended up here at Harlingen High School. After high school, I will attend Trinity University in San Antonio, where I'll major in political science and minor in economics. And with that, I'll hopefully get my law degree in business litigation. And then after that, who knows?
Great choice.
Good morning. My name is Darlene Duncan. I started my HCISD career at Harlingen High School. It's the only Harlingen school I've been to. I plan to attend Baylor University in Waco, Texas, and major in finance and minor in music.
Good for you. Well, all of you have made great choices, and so I have a few questions that I want to ask you, and this will be an opportunity to really share your experiences in our schools and really what are you thinking about in the future and so forth. So let's start with the first question, no particular order. You can answer if you feel comfortable. Now, we realize as part of the administration and the staff that being on the top 10, you all are very accomplished in academics. That's why you're in the top 10. Can you share with us, however, what other activities you have been involved in throughout your high school years and summarize those that really have made an impact on you?
Well, I've been in a couple of things, but the 2 that I guess were the most fun, I was part of the Masterminds team my senior year. We made it to the semifinal round, and that's the farthest we've ever gone, or Harlingen High School's ever gone in masterminds. And that was a lot of fun. Ms. Sternberg was our coach, and then I was also with 2 other people on the team. And then I was also the debate president at Harlingen High School, and I did that my junior and senior year. And I was state qualified in both years, and then this last year, during spring break, my partner and I were in a policy debate, and we competed at UT Austin, and we finished in the top 8 teams.
Wow. And so Masterminds, you had all these lights shining on
Right,
you too,
yeah.
right? So you're used
So
to
it's
it.
cool.
Okay, Elvira, what were you involved in?
Well, this year, throughout my high school career, I was involved in National Technical Honor Society, where I was the vice president, and I was also involved in National Honor Society, and I was treasurer for that. And I also participate in sports. I really love sports. I was in varsity basketball and varsity volleyball, and I was a team captain for both, so that was pretty great. I'm in Media Tech Club, so not much people are in that, and I was secretary for that, so it's pretty great. And I actually went to Skills USA competition in Corpus for broadcast news, and I too was in the lights and being a news anchor, so that was pretty great. We got 4th, so we were 1 away from medaling. And I'm also involved in PTSA, and I've been involved in student council, and I'm an RGB lead ambassador with Jason. And so yeah, I mean, they're really great organizations to be involved in.
And
so.
keeping your grades up and all
Yeah,
that involvement, that's awesome.
Gets stressful,
That's awesome.
but it's
Anyone else?
I've also been involved in a lot of things, but I think the 2 that really stick out for me are choir and tennis. I've always been in varsity choirs, and this year I'm in the 3 top choirs at the high school, the varsity women's, the varsity mixed, and then the top mixed choir. And I'm also on the varsity tennis team, so it's been fun with the arts and athletics.
So you could sing a song if we asked. Not now, but
Yes, yeah.
anyone else?
I think being involved in campus is such like a vital part of like getting the true high school experience. I've done varsity cheerleading. I did the freshman squad, and then I did varsity cheerleading my sophomore, junior, and senior year. And I am now serving as the head cheerleader at Harlingen High. I've been in PTSA all 4 years. I'm currently the vice president of the science club. I was inducted into NHS as a sophomore, and I currently hold the position of historian. And one of my favorite things that I've gotten to do on campus is that I'm one of the editors of the yearbook. And we actually just finished our book yesterday. So exciting. That's probably one of my favorite things, because it's like you're working together with your peers to like make your production. And it's such a magical thing to do.
So when do they start selling the yearbooks, or when do
Well,
they
right
get
now the
distributed?
company's like making them. I'm super like frantically, because we're kind of running out of time. But
Because don't the seniors walk around so
Right,
people can
yes,
sign
yeah.
them?
That would be like the
That's
last
when
week.
I was in high school. I don't know what you all do now, but
yeah, like the last week of school, they'll come in.
Awesome. Anyone else?
Well, during high school, I've had the opportunity of being on your student advisory board, which I have really enjoyed, and I'm president of the student advisory board. So I think that's been an awesome opportunity to get feedback from all the campuses and just give you with a little bit of insight as to what goes on at our schools, you could say. And then I've also had the opportunity to be student council president, an HS vice president, and I also am the varsity orchestra and on the varsity swim team. And orchestra for me has probably been my prime focus throughout high school. As I said earlier, I'm going to be minoring in music, so I have a big passion for music. So I've had the opportunity to be region concert mistress and be a 3-time state violinist. So
Wow. You've been an amazing student advisory board president. So
Thank you.
congratulations to you.
Thank you.
A lot of leadership qualities. So have all of you seen yourselves on the billboard?
yes.
I know it's kind of big. What was your initial reaction when you first saw the billboard, or your family first saw the billboard?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, darling. She paused for
Oh,
you.
okay. So I went yesterday during lunch because I was really excited to see it. You don't understand. Like, I've been waiting to see this billboard. It's like a bucket list kind of thing. So you know what? That's on my bucket list.
What are you talking about? You all have bucket lists? You're too young. All right, so-
So yeah, when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, we're huge. So I was like, this is really cool. So I felt special.
Yesterday, Marissa had tagged me in something on Twitter, so I dragged my mom and my sister out of bed, and I made them drive me over there to see it, and kind of had it was surreal, because all of us have worked so hard for it, and to see it happen and to see it come true is just an amazing thing.
Yeah, that it really is. Anyone else?
My tennis coach actually sent it to me in class. He texted my mom and I and was like, guys, Marissa's face is on the billboard. And we were like, what? And he stopped, like, driving to work and took the picture of the billboard for us and sent it to us. And I was in class with Darlene, and I was like, look, we're up. And it was all over the place.
Yeah.
Everybody was posting it. It was just like, wow, our faces are really big, and we've made it.
You all worked hard for it.
Yes,
I
sir.
guess for me, I've always told my mom, I always passed by, I think it was the Tyler Street and the billboard, that's whenever it was on the Jack in the Box side. And I used to always tell my mom, like, I used to always see, like, various top 10 people from, like, previous years. And I used to always tell her, like, I want to be up there. And, you know, like, just every time I'd go by, I'd just look and see if I knew anyone. And, you know, she'd always tell me, just work hard your high school year. Like, you'll be up there. And so then when Marissa tagged me in the photo, you know, I saw it and I was like, oh my God. And like, I was just zooming into my face, you know, I was like, oh my God. And like, I guess it just actually hit me, like it made me realize, like, you know, like you did it, like you're in top 10, like all your hard work and achievements, like Katie said, like it just paid off. And like everyone can see all of your accomplishments. And I just think that's whenever it actually like hit me, like you're in this top 10, like so.
That you made it.
Yeah, that I made it, so.
For me, it was surreal. One of them sent it to me. I haven't seen it, actually. I haven't passed by it, but for me, it was a big deal. I don't know, I never really saw myself on it before. You know, you see years before, and you see all these top 10 people, even like in Mercedes, when you're passing by, you know, you see the people up there, and it's just like, and you know how hard those students have worked, and for us to make our families proud, I think, you know, I think that's the biggest thing, and the fact that we're here together, just, you know, I'm proud of y'all. I think that's really cool. You know, we've all worked really hard, and, you know, I think we all know how hard it was to put in the hours, and, you know, just having each other's backs and stuff like that. It was
doesn't
really
happen
cool.
automatic, right?
Yeah.
You had to work
Right.
hard.
Yeah.
And they're all proud of you too. Go ahead.
They're proud of me.
That's right.
So Marissa showed me the picture in biology class, and I was like, oh, fun. And
Doing
then,
the test. And
no. Yeah, that's today. So then as soon as I got home, I like walked in the door and I was like, come on guys, like everybody get in the car. So I made my whole family like get in the car. And then I like drove over to the billboard and everyone was screaming because I didn't tell them it was up. And then we like parked in the Walgreens parking lot, and then we got out and we were like having a little photo shoot with them. And all these people were like rolling down their windows as they're passing, like, congratulations. And I was like, thanks. It was like, again, like I like to reiterate what Israel said, it was just so surreal, like to know that all your hard work paid off. And like, it's not, I didn't do the hard work for public recognition, but it's like always nice to be like recognized for the hard work that you've put in over like 4 years.
without a doubt, without a doubt. So what's your response when people ask how you became part of the top 10? Because some people may think, wow, that was easy for them to get there. What's your response when people ask you?
Personally, for me, when someone says, how did you make it, I myself am not even sure. I haven't really been at school very much at all. I have a disease and I can't always be there. And so to know that, yes, I might not be at school, and yes, I might not have a teacher teaching it to me, but to know that I could teach myself and make it here was amazing. And so when people say something, I'm like, you know what, it doesn't matter who you are or what you have going on in your life. If you want this hard enough and you work hard enough, you can make it, you can do it.
Anyone else?
I think it's just mostly, you know, working really hard. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your time to really study and, you know, just working hard even if you have any obstacles or in your path. So.
Okay.
I think a lot of time management goes into it, and I mean, one of your questions earlier was what activities we're involved in, and I think as a whole, we are actively participating in a lot of activities, and so to be at the top of our class and at the same time be a part of all of these organizations, it takes a lot of work balancing, you know, a lot of time studying as well as putting your full effort into whether it, like being an officer or a starting varsity sport player. You know, it's a lot of work, and I think we've learned a lot from being able to manage our time.
Time management is critical.
Yes.
As you get more and more involved and get into more and more programs, and going to college, you have to manage your time. Your parents won't be there to say, oh, you gotta go to class, and, oh, you don't look right in that dress, or you don't like that. That's all on you, all on you. Who else?
I think a lot of it has to do with just like your determination, because like for me, I always set a goal. Like my freshman year, I set a goal for myself. You know, I'm going to be top 10. I'm going to do anything that willing, like whatever it takes. And you know, I'm gonna study late at night. I'm gonna pull those all-nighters for tests, for AP exams, and you just have to be willing to do all that to just reach your goal. And I think that you just have to have the right mindset as well, and just be positive throughout your high school, and just find that goal, or just write down your goal freshman year, and just do anything you can to reach it. That's basically for me.
You don't realize how proud we are, all of you, because you had to navigate high school, you know, and of course you have the support of your parents and so forth. But at the end of the day, you have to go to the classes, you have to do your homework, you have to balance all the responsibilities, and you've learned a lot. And it's going to serve you well as you move on to college and university. So if you could, though, would you do anything different?
There was one class that I took my junior year that didn't really it didn't work out well. And if I could do it over again, I don't think I'd take that class.
Now, you said you wanted to run for office, right? You're doing it very well. It didn't work out well. And so you would, if you could do it over, you wouldn't take that class.
I would not take that class. I think I would have been more competitive in the top 10. But I mean, it's done, and I just have to deal with it.
And he even describes it with a smile. That's pretty good. Who else? What would you do different? Would you do anything different?
I think that for me, my sophomore year, before school actually started, I had gone out to try to run to prepare for soccer. And in the process of that, I hurt myself, and I wasn't able to attend school for the first semester. So I think I probably would have gone back and told myself to chill out, wait a little bit before you go out and do that, because it messed a lot of things up.
Okay.
I think I would have started freshman year out a little bit stronger. I mean, a lot of people said, you know, freshman year means the most because you're setting yourself up for success, but I don't think I took it too seriously. And had I done a lot stronger in classes like I did further along in high school, I feel like I would have done better in the end.
And that's a great point, because you're going to start your college experience, and your freshman year really, there's very little movement after your freshman year on your GPA.
Yeah.
And so really that's your foundational year. So great lesson to learn,
Yes,
right?
very
in
much
high
so
school.
for next year.
Anyone else?
I think for me, I mean, I would took in my PSAT and my SATs real more seriously, because I mean, I knew I needed to get get a good grade on them or get a good score, but I didn't take it as seriously. Another thing that I would probably do is start on my college applications way earlier. I'm not kidding. I wish I could have, because I'm not really a really good writer, so it takes me a while to come up with an essay, and I wish I could have done it earlier so that way I can spend more time on it and just make it, I guess, better, and to help me in scholarships as well. So that's what I would have done differently.
This is our first year, and so you all are the benefactors of the first year to have college advisors, professional
yes, they're
college
really
advisors,
great.
and so that probably helped you. But starting the application,
start early.
there's a question where you're going to give advice to the incoming freshmen. The same advice you didn't listen to, you can now tell them. Right?
Well,
So
I'd like to elaborate on what she said. As far as starting earlier, especially with scholarships, it's
another
practically the same essays. It's just worded different, I guess. And different count, they want 500 words or 250, whatever the case may be. But just starting early, I think, and we'll elaborate more when you ask us the question later, but, just taking the SAT and ACT very seriously. I wish I would have taken maybe a course or something that would have helped me a lot more with my scores, because, my scores weren't the greatest. But I think my score was pretty good considering the fact that I didn't really study for it, or I didn't really put in time to actually take practice tests or stuff like that. But
that's critical. Like for students that are not in the top 10% that are trying to get into the universities, the SAT, ACT counts quite a bit to get in. So good point. If you were asked 2 or 3 years from now to name a teacher that inspired you, that helped you turn a corner, or to name a teacher who you will remember that truly made a difference in your life, who would it be?
I would have to say Corey Martin. He doesn't work for HCISD anymore, but he was my English teacher my freshman year. And I have to say he made a lasting impact on, any of my, future endeavors as far as, school goes. I've always hated English. That's never going to change, ever. And so he was my English teacher my freshman year, and I remember how he always, he saw how driven I was. He saw that I would set high goals for myself, and he always encouraged me. And even when he saw that I didn't like English, he always found a way to help me like it. And so he wrote me a letter of recommendation this last fall, and I remember when I first read it, I wanted to cry, because he saw my potential, and he was able to recognize my talents, and put it all into this well-written letter of recommendation. I just I have to thank him, because he was honestly probably my favorite teacher here at HCISD.
And it made quite an impact.
For sure.
Awesome.
I think that just being in someone's class, like seeing them every day or every other day, like on our AB schedule, they even if you don't realize it, they leave a lasting impact on you. So when you ask that question, I thinking back to freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, and just thinking about all the teachers and all the small pieces of them that helped make me who I am today. But I'd have to say the most influential teacher to me is my yearbook teacher, Miss Linda Gonzalez. I love her so much. She is so inspiring.
Wait till the yearbook comes out.
I know. I've had her for 2 years, but she's just such an inspiring person. She's pretty young. She's only been teaching for I think 5 years. She's so inspiring, and she pushes all of her students to be their best, and to she sees our potential, and she helps us reach who she knows we can be. And I just think that's so awesome, and just what a teacher should be.
She's amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
I know you only said. Oh, sorry, Vicky.
No, proceed.
I know you said pick one teacher. I kind of have 3. In 7th grade, I had an English teacher. Her name was Miss Wendy Prey, and she doesn't work at HCISD anymore. But she was that teacher that kids need in middle school to push them and motivate them and tell them that you're great, you're awesome, you can do amazing things. And even today, if any time I say that I've made an accomplishment, she's one of my biggest cheerleaders. She's amazing. Coach Oxford, at school, at the soccer coach, he's been amazing. Every time that I get sick, every time that I'm hurt, he's always there to try to help me get better, try to find a way that I can rehabilitate myself and be able to go back out and play. And this year, my homebound teacher, Ms. Dana Parrish, has been absolutely amazing. I honestly don't think that I would be here sitting with all of these amazing people today if I didn't have her help, because to get the work to me and then to get it back to the school, I mean, she's just amazing.
Okay, I'd have to say Miss Benya. I think I had her sophomore year. I really don't remember. Anyway, but I had her this year for UIL, and she's awesome. She's always so passionate about her work. She makes me love math even more.
I like that English over here.
No, I thought she said she didn't like English.
She didn't like English.
I love math. Math is my favorite subject. Anyway, but yeah, I was in the UIL for number sense and calculator applications. It was just awesome. She's always so happy, always willing to help out. And then for my other teacher, it would have to be Miss Ortega for chemistry. She's just also so knowledgeable in chemistry, and it just makes me love it even more. So. Now,
Miss Pena taught, what did she teach? What math level?
I believe it's Algebra 2.
Algebra 2?
I had her for that.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She does a great job.
For me, yeah.
He was throwing his voice. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Vicky used the word passionate. and last year I doubled up on sciences, and my AP Bio teacher was Miss Sternberg. Seriously, the best teacher that I've ever had. She's the only teacher that I truly, genuinely feel like she wants everyone to learn, and she wants everyone to, I guess, love to learn, not just her subject, but just like everything in general. And I really have to, I guess, thank her for really pushing me and encouraging me to do my best, because she really, truly loves to teach and wants her students to learn what she's teaching.
And when you doubled up on science, did you have her twice, or you
No,
had
I
another
a
science teacher?
Junior year, you're supposed to take your physics.
Right,
So I took physics and I also took AP Bio.
Good for you. Good for you.
I think for me, I have one teacher in mind, and she's not really my teacher. I mean, she's more like a mentor to me, but she was my JV volleyball coach my sophomore year. Her name's Tiffany Capistran, or her name's Miss Capistran. And, you know, I'm pretty
You're
sure
rewriting my question? Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And I know some of like her students are like know her. She's a very strong-willed person. She has a very strong-willed personality, and you know, she's a character. But I'm a character. So. And no,
We'll edit that part. Don't
yeah.
worry.
Okay. She's just one of those people that, you know, she has high expectations of like her students, and for me, I see her every day, and you know, I tell her about my day, and she gives me a lot of advice, and she always motivates me. Like, she's really encouraging, like when she tells me stuff, and like she can yell at me sometimes like on the court, but I mean, I take the message. I don't take the way that she like tells it to me. So I think she's very encouraging and very motivational towards me. And, you know, I'm just really blessed to have met her this year, and she's made a lasting impact in my life.
And that's Miss Capistran, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I've had two teachers this year that I don't think I'll ever forget. Like, first of all, Mr. Arnold, or Scott Arnold, I don't know. He was my government and economics teacher, and he has to be one of the best. I mean, I've had so many wonderful teachers that they're so great. Like, I could go on forever listing them and naming them and how, like, I'm always going to remember them. But I think since like 8th grade, I thought that I wanted to be an engineer. And then this year, I had Mr. Arnold first semester, and he taught economics. And he was just so passionate about it. It just, like, it made me love it. Like, I love the subject, and, like, I changed my major. That's what I want to do. Like, it's so late in high school, you know, like, I went 4 years thinking I wanted to do something else. And so I'm really glad that I was able to have him as a teacher because, I mean, I don't know, I found something that I love now. And I also think that Miss Michelle Everett, who's an English teacher, but she's my psychology teacher, I just think she's wonderful. You know, this is her first year teaching AP Psychology, and it's the first year they've had AP Psychology. Mm-hmm. And she really puts so much effort into, like, not only teaching it, but to learning it so that she can answer all of our questions. She's learning with us, and she does so much extra work that, like, I know she's not being compensated for, you know, like, learning the material on her own, buying extra books, like, with money, like, from her own pockets. And I just think it's great, you know, like, she genuinely cares about how we do and, like, how well we learn it and how we feel about it. And I just think they're both really excellent teachers.
She'll be excited to hear that. She's a great person. She's a great person. What is one memorable experience you are taking with you from high school? Just one. What's
hard.
one memorable experience that you're taking?
One experience for me, my junior year, I was varsity football. I was competing for a starting job, right, on the Harlingen Cardinals team. And as you know, we're pretty big down here. And, you know, I was competing with a senior, and, you know, it was for the linebacker position. And I got it. I finally got it, and I worked so hard, right? I put in so many hours of training and hard work in the summer, and it was awesome, you know, getting it and everything. And, you know, we go into the season, and I'm doing great, and then the fourth game comes, and we're in Brownsville, and the fourth quarter comes in, and they hit me so hard that I broke my femur, and just like that, you know, in a matter of seconds, you know, things changed for me, and at the time I didn't know what happened, so I was just on the floor, you know, in pain.
So it was instant pain.
Yeah, it was instant pain, and it was tough because throughout my life it was always football, and yes, of course, academics was there, but you know, football was my passion,
Sure.
and it was what I put most of my time in, training. You know, whether it be getting faster, getting stronger, and it was taken from me just like that. But it was a great experience. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for the world, because it humbled me, and it helped me to push even harder, I guess. My perseverance through it was probably the hardest thing to overcome throughout my high school career. But I would like to just thank the people that were there for me, the teachers that were there for me, my coaches, and most of all God. He helped me through the whole process. It was tough for me as an individual, going into the hospital, getting surgery, and just being so weak after we take things for granted, like taking out the trash or washing dishes for our parents. I used to complain all the time, and after that injury, is like I do it on my own now without having to be asked, or it's just like it makes you happy that you can get up for your grandma and go cut the yard or something, whatever the case may be. And that would probably have to be the experience there.
So it kind of stopped you on your tracks.
Yes.
It made you reconsider everything, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a memorable experience, but that's going to make you stronger as you move on forward.
For sure.
I think one of my most memorable experiences here has to be going to state last year for the marching band. Because when I first came here, I didn't know how to play any percussion instruments, or pretty much the only music experience I had was playing the recorder.
Did you tell the band director that?
Yes.
Oh, you told him. Okay.
Yeah, I had to try out freshman year. So I was in a marching band freshman, but for sophomore and, junior. And, it was a big accomplishment for me, because I just started from pretty much not playing anything to actually making it to state.
It was a great event.
It was a great honor.
Great event. Anyone else?
I think one of my most memorable experiences here at HCISD was having the opportunity to be region concert mistress as a freshman.
Right.
We didn't have the PAC yet, but we had it at the UTB auditorium. And that UTB auditorium is really nice, and it's like really big. You got those lights coming down on you, and I remember being so nervous and thinking, "Oh my gosh, like I did this! Like I finally accomplished this goal that my sister had always told me, you want to be region concert mistress, and especially as a freshman, it's kind of difficult. I mean, you're going up against seniors, juniors.
It's a hard one to
earn, these kids who have been playing much longer than you. And so I called my sister and I said, "Hey, big sis, I did it. I got first chair." And she was ecstatic. I was ecstatic. And finally, when the concert came, it was almost unsurreal when they had brought in the clinician from out of town, and I walked on stage, tuned the orchestra, and then, so being region concert mistress would probably be my most memorable experience.
I'm going to jump on the injured bandwagon with Israel. I myself this year, I got injured.
I thought you were going to say, who hurt you? No, I thought that. I want his name. Oh, no. Yeah, you're the nice one. So.
I myself got injured this year in January during a varsity basketball game. And, right whenever I got hurt, like, it was, I guess, my left leg. Pain, like I was on the floor, and I thought, like, in my mind I was like, I'm done, like my senior year is over. And so I got up, I couldn't really walk, my knee was swollen, and I told myself, like, that night when I went home, I was like, no, like, I'm gonna try my best to at least come back either in 2 weeks or 3 weeks to actually play in playoffs. And the next day I went to Doc Pro, and he told me, he was like, you might have torn your ACL. So I was like, dang it, like, I told myself, I was like, man, and then, but I was like, can you at least work my leg out to where I can walk and have mobility? And he was like, I can try, I'll help you. And so I went in there every day, I did exercises, I just wanted to play, I wanted to finish my senior year at least. And so like 2 or 3 weeks later, I was able to run on it, but not really fully like jump on it. And so I played my playoff game, I was able to play. And from then on, I mean, I wasn't playing. I was like playing as much as I did before, but I was able to at least experience like the playoff game and just experience how everything was. And, you know, it was an amazing experience for me because like it just showed that like if I wanted something, like I was able to just to do it. Like my whole 100% body was just like, come on, like you're gonna do it.
Pushed through it.
I pushed through it, and you know, I still have it injured right now, so I'm probably gonna end up getting surgery and going through what Israel experienced last year. So I'm kind of scared for that, but you know, it was just an amazing experience. So it was just an amazing experience for me and something I would never forget.
So a couple of you touched on this topic. You're seniors now, and you're in the Billboard, and so looking back, what advice would you give to incoming freshmen to get them through?
I think there's so many things I could tell them. A lot of times when I
that they would listen, because you
Right.
probably remember when you were a freshman, right?
A lot of times people ask me, like, of course, like, oh, how'd you get on the Billboard? But mainly they're asking, like, in self-doubt. Like, there's no way I could be up there. And what I tell them is that it's quite the contrary. Like, you can be up there just as much as any of us. I'm not, like, saying this to offend anyone, but I don't think any of us got here just because we're smart, because we were born this way. I think it's because we work hard. We sacrifice sleep. We sacrifice going out to dinner with our friends. We sacrifice Saturday morning tutorings. We sacrifice because this is what we want. And, like, we're willing to put in the hard work and dedication. And I think anyone else could be here sitting with us if you just set your mind to it.
And Kennedy, that actually supported by literature and research. That it's really not how smart you are, it's your perseverance and your resistance to pressures, and really putting out there that you're going to do it, and you know, getting organized and stuff like that. So that's great advice. Who else wants to give advice to their incoming freshmen, even if it's your own brother or sister?
I'm going to piggyback off of that. Takes a lot of motivation. You have to stay motivated. You have to stay strong. You have to, you know, set these goals for yourself and think, well, what am I going to have to sacrifice? You know, like she said, those Saturday morning tutorings, you know, not going to hang out with your friends. I mean, come on. We're teenagers. We want to hang out with our friends. So when we have to sacrifice that, we have to think of the greater good and think, you know, we want to obtain this goal. We want to work hard to, you know, I wouldn't say be recognized, but, you know, show what we have to offer. Show that, you know, we are strong-willed people who have set these high goals for ourselves. So.
And your friends might understand it now, but then they're like, "What are you studying?"
They're like, "You nerd."
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have that peer pressure at college too. I mean, you're gonna have people that want to pull you in one direction and another. So it's a great lesson to learn while you're in high school. Who else has advice for their incoming freshman friends?
I definitely agree with Kennedy and Darlene about how you need to work hard, and that's like how we got here. But it's really easy to get, I guess, overwhelmed, and you also have to have like fun doing it. So I guess after my sophomore year, I kind of like, it was getting to be too much on me. So I decided that I would still like continue to work hard, but I would like make sure that I dedicated some time to having fun. So yeah,
so having a balance,
right?
Is important.
Yeah, so you definitely need to have fun doing it, because if you don't, then you just kind of lose the motivation to actually do well, because it starts like harming you.
But not too much fun.
I think it's a lot of perseverance along with the dedication, because, you know, like we said earlier, you have to start out strong in the beginning, but along with, you know, starting out strong your freshman year, you have to carry that through, because I know a lot of people who did really well their freshman year and they lost the motivation and they were sick of, you know, the sacrifices, and they're not here with us today. But, you know, a lot of us started out very strong our freshman year, and we continued all 4 years, you know, dedicated to this dream of being top 10 and being the best that we can be. So I
think the next question is also going to give you an opportunity to give advice to freshmen, sophomores, or juniors, because the next question is, name one thing in high school that you learned in high school that is going to make you a stronger person in college. And so that's also advice that's good for any grade level. So what's one thing you learned in high school that's going to make you a stronger person when you go off to your university and do great things also?
I think just staying determined and just being focused on what your dreams are, and just always having the confidence in what you do, especially because, you know, this year, well, throughout my high school year, my grandmother, she's been sick with muscular dystrophy.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's been times where, I had to do my homework in the hospital because she had pneumonia and all that. And just a few weeks ago, she passed away. So, you really have to be, focused on your work, no matter if it gets hard.
So staying focused even during the difficult times. Yeah, that's tough.
I think it's important, like Kennedy and Darlene said earlier, to be motivated, but I think it's really important to motivate yourself. I don't think you can rely on other people, especially like when we're going to college. You can't rely on people to tell you, like, or your parents to tell you, like, you need to study, you need to get this done. Like, you have to know yourself. And I think that's something that, like, yes, anyone can be in top 10, but that's not something that everyone has. And I think if you have that, even if you're not in the top 10, if you have that, you can get there, because none of us started out just, like, being lazy and then just learn to do things. You know what I mean? We all started with that motivation, knowing that we were going to do good, we're going to finish our stuff, turn it in on time. Like, that isn't something that you can learn. That's something that's in you, and that's something that you should have if you want to be successful. And if you don't have it, you should learn to have it.
It's intrinsic, right? It has to come from within. Now, your parents could motivate you by saying, I'm going to send you your allowance. And I'm motivated.
I think, like, one of the key things is to set goals for yourself. Like, if this is something you want to achieve, set goals and set small goals to reach your big goal. Like, I'm going to study starting a week before the test, not the night before. So that's one way. Or, like, small goals like that. Another thing, like, back to what Jason said about, like, having fun as well. Something really important is to balance it. Having, like, the opportunity to be a cheerleader and also be, like, very rigorous in my studies has taught me how to, like, balance, because there's so many late nights with, like, football season especially. So if this is something you want, the time has to come somewhere. This past football season, there was, like, this one, it was, like, we had a Thursday night game. So we had gotten home at, like, maybe 11:30 or 12. And I had a test first period on Friday. So I was studying, and I was really tired, and I still had, like, my cardinal tattoo on. My hair was, like, up in with a bow. And I was just, like, thinking, like, man, like, this is just not normal. Like, to be studying this much after, like, you just cheered on, like, a really awesome game. And I was just thinking, like, it takes, like, some really special determination to do this, And, like, I understand why no one else is doing this but me. It's because I'm, like, really determined, and I have a goal, and I want to achieve what I set, like, my goal to be.
Wow, you all have accomplished a lot. I mean, it's incredible. And Jason also said to have a balance. You didn't say that part, right?
Yeah.
Not just have fun. That's all she heard, right?
No, that's so true. Like, balance is so, so important. And I think that's something that carries on for the rest of your life. And I think all of us have learned how to balance whatever activities we're in with our schoolwork, and that's super awesome.
So I know that when I go to campuses, I hear from kids all the time, I can't believe it's another year gone by, and this. And so time flies, and we know that. And so the next question is really 10 years from now, where do you see yourselves 10 years from now? That's for some of you, you'll be 28, 27. So where do you see yourself in 10 years? They're like, I've been thinking about it all day. Right.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So earlier I mentioned that I'm going to go into petroleum engineering, but I left it out, I guess. I'm going to get my pre-health profession certificate, which is basically taking your prereqs to get into medical school while majoring in something else. So that's what they're doing at UT right now, and that's what I'm going to do. So I do plan on going into medical school with an engineering degree. Hopefully I can go to a world-renowned medical school, and so 10 years from now, I see myself in probably my second year residency, whether it be anesthesiology or whether it be family physician. Those are the two I'm looking at right now. I actually got an internship with an anesthesiologist from Harvard in McAllen this summer, so I'll be shadowing him for a week, and with that under my belt, I'll be able to experience firsthand, just how the job works, and he's actually given me a lot of tips already. I've talked to him several times. He's actually the one that interviewed me for Harvard, so we've gotten pretty close, and he's actually the chief anesthesiologist at the McAllen Hospital. So that's going to be a great experience for me, and that's where I plan on being in 10 years.
10 years. Now, that's atypical to go to med school with an engineering minor, but that's how they're accepting more kids.
Yes.
And because you have to, how do you separate yourself from the typical biology majors and so forth? So you would be a good surgeon if you're an engineer.
I know.
Right? And don't forget this face. If they fill me in, you're a doctor. That's right. All right, who else? 10 years from now, Kennedy?
I think, so 10 years is like kind of like an unfathomable thing to like think about, like 10 years from now. And I think like 10 years ago, I was 8 years old, and I had no idea this is where I would be sitting today as like a little 8-year-old. So I think like when I'm 28, like the possibilities are so endless of what I could be doing. And like, of course I have a plan now, but I've been like talking to like a lot of people that I really admire, and plans change a lot, especially like your freshman year of college. My goals for myself in 10 years is that, for one, I'll be happy. And that I'll be
great
like,
goal.
Yeah,
Great goal.
I'll be like doing something I want to do. My goal, like with the education I get, is that I can help others. It's not really important to me like to make a lot of money or like to be like renowned for what I do, but I want to help others that are less fortunate and be able to get them like the things they deserve, because I know so many people that are super awesome that are just less privileged than I am or than we are, and I think they just deserve someone to like back them up and help them.
Good for you.
Another thing I hope when I'm 28 years old is that I'll have a family. Maybe like one kid. On the way
Because
to
they're
do that.
expensive, right?
Being like a mother and a wife is like something that's really important to me, and I like can't wait for that like time of my life, which is.
You're going to be a great wife and a great mother.
I kind of want to go off of what Kennedy said, whereas 10 years ago I was a little girl kind of being strapped to a hospital bed and shoved and poked with needles because nobody could figure out what was wrong with me, and I was so unhappy, and life, pardon my language, sucked. It was awful. And 10 years from now, I just want to be happy, whether happiness means going off and joining the circus or being a zoologist and traveling the world. I mean, again, like Kennedy said, I don't care how much money I make. I know zoologists don't make a lot of money. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. But I want to be happy. I want to make sure my family's happy. I want to be able to help them in any way, shape, or form that I can. And I want to make sure that I leave a mark on this world with kindness, not so much as, being famous or doing something great, but I want people to remember me as the kind soul that all I want to do is help. I want to make sure everybody has peace and love, and I think that would also be the advice I'd give to other people, would to leave this world with love and kindness, and to not be ugly or rude or mean to anybody, no matter what you think they've done or who you think that they are, because you don't really know them. So be kind, be loving, and leave that on the world.
It's kind of like his story. I didn't realize that you had broken your femur. I mean, I knew who you were and so forth, and you all weren't watching his facial expression, but it was really one of those times that you were stopped on your tracks and you were like, whoa, this is, why am I going through this? And so happiness is important, and only you can create that happiness and create that environment to be happy. And so 10 years from now, Elvira, without a broken leg, or what did you have,
10
or
years
something?
From now, I hope I can be walking.
That's a good goal.
Running too. No. 10 years from now, like Kennedy and Katie said, that happiness. I like being happy. So I mean, hopefully in 10 years that I could be happy as well, and like what she was saying about giving back to the community. That's a big one for me. Like, I want to be able to help our students, from Harlingen High School, because I plan to come back here, and just help them, even provide a scholarship for them. So I hope to get that in the running too for low economic students, but that don't have, I guess, the financial aid to go to college, but that they like show tremendous leadership and community service and academic standing as well. So I just hope to have that going, and just like she said, be a wife and have a family, and I have a niece right now that's about 3 months, so I hope she's going to be like, 10 years old? So I hope
That's right.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see that. So yeah, that's where I kind of see myself in 10 years. But hopefully all is well, and that's what I see, and nothing really changes, but you never know.
I'm going to piggyback off that.
Miss President? She's a student vice president?
Yes.
Go ahead, Darcy.
I just hope that whatever any one of us here in this top 10 are doing is something that genuinely makes us happy. Like this speech that I had said at the top 10% banquet, whatever we do should give us happiness. We shouldn't be doing something that's going to, at the end of the day, we're going to go into the office and be like, well, why are we here? Right. Let's say we want to do what's going to give us happiness. We want to go through life not being depressed. We want to, leave a lasting impact on people's lives and, hopefully doing something that makes us happy. I know for myself in 10 years, I hope I'm working for some firm, maybe sitting behind, a desk, sitting in a meeting, but, I've had the opportunity to, have an internship and see that, and I genuinely liked it. That may not be the same for someone else, but, whatever it may be that we're all doing, I just hope that we can be doing something that makes us happy, because at the end of the day, we don't want to be sad. We want to be doing something that, we like. So, like Ken and Elvita said, I hope to also be a mom, because, that I guess it's every girl here.
Oh, not Jason.
Jason, he'll be an awesome dad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Jason's like, I'm not getting married.
Yes, 10 years from now, I think being a mom is a really amazing goal, and obviously, yes, to be a wife and a mom is something that I really look forward to. It's a beautiful part of life, and I'm really excited for that. And 10 years from now, I hope to be successful enough to give back, whether it's a large sum or something small like just volunteering my time. But I want to be able to give back something. It doesn't matter if it's money or my time. I want to be able to show that, giving back to the less fortunate means more than anything, because anyone can be in that position. If I was in that position, I would want somebody to help me. So I think that's really important to do.
So I often say that you're going to look down at someone, it's to extend your hand and pick them up.
Yes.
So it's critical that we always remember that there's some others less fortunate. And I think you nailed it on the head when you said you didn't realize, washing dishes was something that I didn't want to do, but when you can't do it, you realize you have a lot of blessings in your life. So let's finish with the last question. And so you might want to think about this, because you're going to actually look into the camera. And this is your chance I'm going to give you an opportunity to give a shout out and thank someone for his or her contribution to your success today and your success that you've had. And so we'll start with Israel, and we'll just go down the road. Are you ready, Israel? Or you want to start with the back people? What do you want to do? You call it. You look like the superintendent here. Oh, start with that.
Oh, I get to go first.
Okay, so let's go with the back row first, and then we'll come back around.
Thanks. More than anything, I want to thank my mom for inspiring me with all the sacrifices that she's made for my sister and I. She's gone through more than I will probably ever know, and I am so grateful that she has always been proud of me, no matter how frustrated I probably make her. She's always said that no matter what I do, I would make her proud. Thank you.
That's me. Okay. I'd just like to give a shout out to my mom, my beautiful mother. Thank you for just everything, inspiring me and being my motivator as well. And just being my rock. And I know sometimes we fight, but I love you so much. And just thank you. I wouldn't be here today without you. And also thank you to my sister as well. She's also a constant motivator, and she's always been there for me. And, you really inspire me, Cassie, and Baby O, my little niece. And just thank you to all my teachers and friends and aunts and uncles. I have a pretty big family, so thank you to all of y'all. Because, I wouldn't be here today without y'all. You've given me $20 at school. Just thank you for everything. And just thank you. And, yeah.
I'd like to say thank you to my mom and my dad, because for years they've worked so hard to make sure that my family is is provided for, and that we have something, and that, yeah, we might be sick, we might be in the hospital, but they're going to work to make it better. I'd like to thank Miss Moore, who's in that little box thing back there somewhere, for being absolutely amazing and for helping me and pushing me. And most of all, I'd like to thank God, because there are many times when I didn't want to do this anymore, kind of didn't want to live anymore. And so to be here today and to be able to do that is just amazing.
I'd first like to thank Ms. Sternberg. Ms. Sternberg last year really pushed me, encouraged me to finish off my last 2 years in high school. I was like done last year, but she encouraged me to keep on trying my hardest, and I really appreciate that. And I'd also like to thank my parents for also encouraging me with their love and support, and just telling me that anything that I do would make them proud, and that just to encourage me and to tell me to continue to work hard. So thank you.
Hey, big sis. Hey, Mom. First, I really want to thank my sister. She's always been so inspiring. I mean, Yale grad, Cornell grad. I mean, she's basically the perfect person. I mean, I aspire so much to be like her, and I thank her, you know, every day, every time I talk to her, every time I FaceTime her, for, you know, always motivating me and telling me to set these high goals and to, you know, always, you know, shoot and strive to be, you know, the strong, independent woman, and, you know, do the best I can. And I just want to thank my mom, you know, being, you know, as strong as she is, and, you know, as wise as she has been on this earth for 64 years. I thank you, Mother, for telling me every day how I have so much more to learn, how I'm dumb, and that I have so much left to learn, and that you have just given me guidance, and you've shown me the way. And I hope that my actions have reflected your teaching, as you always say, and I hope that I continue to work hard to be an amazing daughter for you. And then I want to also give a shout out to Mr. Martin. Thank you so much for believing in me, being a motivator for me, for just always providing me with positive, you know, feedback, and telling me that I can do the impossible, because, you know, the impossible is possible. So thank you. So, yeah.
I'd like to thank my parents for, you know, just supporting me in everything that I do, and I'd like to thank my grandmas as well for staying strong, and as well as Miss Marquez and Miss Hill for really, you know, helping me out and seeing that, you know, even girls can go and join the STEM field. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's actually, you know, it's a good thing, because, you know, technology is the future. And I just, you know, I'd like to just thank all my family members, all my teachers for, you know, just rooting for me.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank my parents for not pushing me exactly. They were always there for me, but they never pushed me to be someone I didn't want to be, so they were just kind of there. But thank you. Thank you for letting me be independent and choosing whatever I wanted to do. Also, they're the most hardworking people I know, and just thank you for everything. I'd also like to thank my sisters, Sabrina and Sarah. They're beautiful and intelligent people. I just love them so much. I'd also like to thank Miss Peña and Miss Ortega for influencing me in my future careers. So, yes, thank you.
I would like to thank most of all my parents for, like Vicky said, never being overly aggressive, for never making me feel like education was a chore. You know, I'm so thankful that they gave me the, like, what I needed to know, the motivation and the goals that I should have, and then trusting that I knew enough to get there myself. And I'm so thankful for that, for them letting me independent. And I'm so thankful for my wonderful sisters, who are such good role models to me, and to so many of the excellent teachers that I've had, for just always doing more than they had to do.
Great.
I'm so thankful to so many people for, sorry guys, for helping me get to where I am today. First, I'd like to start off with my mom. I love her. I'm so thankful for her and for her constant drive to help me. And she knew who I could be since I was little, and she's helped me to reach that. And thank you for always making me do like little math workbooks when I was like 2, and for pushing me, and also knowing like when to not push me and when to just respect and like understand like where I was at. She's always been there to humble me when I needed humbling and to lift me up when I needed to be lifted up. And I don't think I would be here without her or anywhere really. So yeah, thank you, Mom. I'd like to thank my brother, Cade, my little brother, Keaton, and my little sister, Kaylee. Thank you guys for supporting me and for always being there for me and for doing the dishes when I had a big test to study for. I think that the support of your family is something that you can never say thank you enough for. I'm so thankful to have my family. Yeah, I love them. I would like to thank my cheer coach, Coach Elizabeth Garza. You're one of the most fabulous people I've ever met. I love you so much, and you've taught me how to care about something greater than yourself. As we go to all the games, football, volleyball, basketball, soccer, we've always like gone and cheered for other people and spent our time doing service and cheering for something that was like, again, greater than ourselves. And that has taught me so many lessons in itself, and I'm so thankful for that. And I'd also just like to thank all of the teachers I've ever had in my whole life. Thank you for always pushing me, for being patient when I had questions, for helping me reach who I am. I think little pieces of everyone come into like who you are. So without you guys, I wouldn't be me. So thank you guys.
First and foremost, I would like to thank God for giving me the opportunity to be here. And I would like to thank my parents, my mom and dad. You know, that it hasn't always been easy for us. You guys got divorced when I was so young. I don't remember you guys together. But I thank you guys for always not showing me the conflict behind the scenes. And I just want to thank y'all for always pushing me. Dad, I want to thank you for just always bringing me down to earth. You know, I know we always haven't seen eye to eye, but I want to thank you for all that you've done for me with Mom being gone and her living in another city. Mom, I want to thank you. I know it's not easy for a mother to see their child not live with them, and I want you to know that I know a lot of people see it as maybe a bad thing, and they look at and perceive you as a bad mother sometimes just because I live with Dad. But I want to thank you for always being there and always staying strong. We've come a long way, a very long way, and I thank you both for always being there. I want to thank my brothers and my sister. You guys have had such an impact on my life. You guys are all older than me. I'm the youngest, and I just want to thank you guys for everything that you do for me, the words that you encourage me with. You know how you guys just uplift me when I'm feeling down or whatever the case may be. I want to thank Miss Marquez for being a great teacher. I know she's no longer here at HHISD. I want to thank Miss Benya for being a great UIL coach, sponsor, and just always doing her best to make every individual's experience as a student the best that it possibly can be. I want to thank Miss Ortega for all that she does. I know she's going to school, and she is one of the greatest teachers at Harlingen High School, and she knows so much, and she's still learning, and that's very inspiring. And I also want to thank Mr. Hughes. I know he wasn't really mentioned, but he taught me to be a better writer, and you know, he always gave it straight. You know, he never went around the bush, and you know, I just want to thank him for helping me with a lot of things, like you know, reading my long essays that I wrote for all my scholarships and just editing them and taking the time to actually look at them. That meant a lot. And I would also like to give a special thanks to a mentor of mine that was in my life. His name's Vince Rodea. He is a physical therapist at the VA, but he runs a small strength and conditioning place to fight childhood obesity, and that's something I've been a part of since my freshman year. And I just want to thank you for taking me under your wing and simply just always encouraging me to, you know, stick with school and not to mess up, and that the party life will always be there, and that there's no reason to be a part of it when you can, because it's only temporary. And I just want to thank everyone, and I want to thank you guys. Believe it or not, I want to thank y'all. Y'all pushed me more than you probably think. Kennedy, I want to thank you. You know, last year we had a class together, and it was Spanish, and I'm not too fluent, but Kennedy did push me, and you know, I want to thank all the teachers at Harlingen High School. I want to thank Miss Munives. I want to thank Larry Lang. I want to thank Miss Moore. You know, I can go on and on. If I didn't mention your name, I'm sorry. And I want to thank my friends for, you know, just making high school fun when sometimes all I could see was grades and studying. You know, I've gotten close to you, Jason, this year, and it's been a great ride, and it's not going to end. But just all my friends and all my family, and you know, God for sure. And I love all of y'all, and I'm glad to be on the billboard with you guys, and thank you, Mr. Cavazos, for letting us sit here today in your boardroom.
So I'm going to thank you, Israel. I'm going to go back to something Darlene said earlier about, and I think several of you said it, it's about making sure you find your happiness, right? And making sure that your journey includes happiness. And so as your superintendent, I can tell you that sitting here and listening to all of you, we're doing a great job. And you all are doing a great job. And I'm happy every day I come to work knowing that we're going to impact lives and continue to impact lives. You all make me super proud. I think that you all are true role models of what we're trying to accomplish in HCISD. And so while I do get paid to come to work, I enjoy every day because I get to meet and visit with kids just like you all, young adults, not kids. And I wish you the very best. I think that there's a lot out there for you, and you're going to do some amazing work.
We are HCISD.